Welcome to Larry's Library, and welcome to my Top 10 Tuesday for June of 2023. Now this time, I've got the top 10 in this black case. This time around, I'm going to share with you my top 10 autographed targets for Heroes Con 2023. Now, as some of you probably know that maybe follow this channel, or have seen me in various chats across YouTube and whatnot on some of the comic shows, I don't get out much. I certainly don't go to very many conventions, hardly any. I've gone to a few in many years past, but mainly I live vicariously through my daughter Kristen, aka Omnicat, the Comic Slayer. If you haven't subscribed to her channel, do that. Link is below. So her and her husband Reed are going to Heroes Con again. Now this is in Charlotte, North Carolina, I believe, and it's going to be in about 2 weeks. I forget the exact date. I want to say June 15th. So what I told him, and every time she goes to a convention, I look at the guest list and I pick out some of my single issue comics. I still have, a couple of thousand that I kept from my original collection. Even after I switched to hardcovers, I kept certain ones that mean a lot to me for various reasons. Some have never been collected and probably won't be. But at any rate, I pick out some single issue comics and I make a list, and I usually give it to her and put the comic books in this case, and she takes this case with her and she tries her best to get me some of these autographs. And it's kind of a big ask because she has to go talk to people that she doesn't know, and she doesn't really like to do that much more than I do. But they're people that she doesn't even have any, affinity for. I mean, these are mostly old men, as she puts it. These are old guys, These are writers and artists that were my heroes from my youth, Mostly, not always, but a biggest part of the time. These are older books, older creators, and some are not long for this earth. So there's a little bit of a time imperative here, too. So at any rate, she has agreed to try to get me some more this time. In exchange, we do take care and feed their cats while they're gone. So, there's a little bit of reciprocity here. Is that how you say that? Boy, that's a hard one. I picked a hard one to try to use there, didn't I? So, I am going to go over my top 10 autographed targets for that con. And I have the comics in this little case. And I have the list right here. Printed it out old school because I had to make her a checklist anyway, and I'm going to have a copy of this in there for her. So I'm just going to read it off here and show you the covers here. So the criteria here was I picked out comic books that are near and dear to me for various reasons, and it has to be obviously single issues that I already own, And what I did was I picked out 10 books, and I put who I want to sign the covers, and in some cases there's more than one, not book, I mean more than one person per each comic book. And of course, I don't expect her to get all 10. She probably will not be able to, although she's going to have help this year because Mary M. of Mary M's, it's called Book Pod. I think that might be called Book Pod. But at any rate, this is Kristen's co-host on her reading update that comes, I believe that's every Thursday on the Comic Slayer channel. Link below. And Mary M is going to be there at this convention too, and she's agreed to help. Yeah. So there's going to be 2 people on this glorious comic quest for me, and I get to roll out the list now. So, and these are in order of most important to me from 10 to 1. So, starting at the bottom, very important, but still 10. At number 10, I want to get Laura Martin, the colorist, for Astonishing X-Men #1. Now, I've got the director's cut here, and I already have the artist John Cassaday's autograph on this one, which I actually got myself. One of the few that I got myself, but I did. So it would be cool to have Laura Martin sign that. She colored both the cover and the interior of this one. Number 9, I've got Randy Green, and he is the artist on this issue of Tomb Raider. He did the interior, and he did this cover for issue 21 of Top Cow's Tomb Raider. At number 8, I've got Pat Broderick. He is the artist for the cover and the interior of this issue of Micronauts, issue 26 of Micronauts. Just love that one. Number 7, I've got Steve McNiven. Now, he is the artist, again, for the interior and the cover of this issue of Wolverine. This is Wolverine 66. And bonus, if she can get it, this one also has the inks on the cover and the interior by Dexter Vines. And he's supposed to be here too, or be there also. So if she can get both of those, that would really be sweet. Number 6 is John Romita Jr. Now, he's the artist for both the cover and the interior of Wolverine issue 20 of that Wolverine series. Now, that particular copy I have there is already autographed by the inker, Klaus Janson. So it'd be cool to have both of them there. Now, that John Romita Jr. is probably not going to happen because his line is very long. I mean, miles long. This guy is like, I guess he thinks he's a rock star, and other people do too, because, so that one's probably not going to happen, but, you know, it's my top 10, and this is, you know, kind of what I want, so maybe some weird way something will happen and she'll be able to get it, but I'm not going to cry if she doesn't, because I don't really expect her to be able to get it. But so I got to cut in here for a second. This is future Larry from the editing room, such as it is, because I left out number 5. Somehow I managed to do this list and leave out number 5. So I'm going to do it here and insert it in the video, and then we'll return back to the normal shot. Okay, so number 5 is writer Larry Hama, and it's for Wolverine number 36. And it's an awesome one, and sorry I screwed that up. So now we'll go back to the regularly scheduled video. Hopefully I can just insert this right in like I know what I'm doing or something. I don't know. So number 4 is Al Milgrom. Now, he is the artist for a lot of different things, and he's edited tons of stuff. Tons of the best stuff, in my opinion, that ever was in comic books are edited by Al Milgrom. But in this case, he's the artist for Kitty Pryde and Wolverine number 1. He did the cover and the interior. And bonus here is Chris Claremont is going to be there too. So if she can manage to get Chris Claremont to autograph that same cover, that'd be great. Now, he's not on this list by himself because I already have Chris Claremont. She got me Chris Claremont last year. Love that, so, you know. Number 3 is Roy Thomas. Now, Roy Thomas, I don't think I have to explain who Roy Thomas is, but he is the legendary writer of Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel comic. He adapted tons and tons of Robert E. Howard material for Marvel, probably more than anyone ever has in any form is you know, as far as Robert E. Howard adaptations. It's Roy Thomas. And I've just loved his work. I've read hundreds and hundreds of comic books written by Roy Thomas, and it would mean the world to me to get his autograph. Now, sadly, he's only there Saturday, and I'm guessing it's going to be a big, long line there, too. So this is a big ask, and I'm not sure she's going to be able to pull it off, but I'm still going to put it here because it would be awesome if she could, you know. Not going to be mad if she can't. So there you go. But at number 3, it's Roy Thomas, writer and editor of Conan issue 100. Now, this is the death of Bay Lit. Very important book, and it's a very powerful story, and I just love it. Love it. So, yeah. Bonus, Jim Shooter was the editor-in-chief, and he is supposed to be there, and he was editor-in-chief at this time for Marvel. So he's supposed to be there, too. If she could get Jim Shooter on the cover, that'd be good, too. But Roy Thomas is what I'm after here. Now, number 2, it's Roy Thomas again. But this time, it is for King Conan, issue number 1. Another great book, another marvelous cover. Same thing here, Jim Shooter was the editor-in-chief, so that's the bonus signature there. And number 1 in my top 10 autograph targets for Heroes Con 2023, that is a mouthful, it is Roy Thomas again, writer and editor for one of my favorite comics of all time, Cull number 11, by this Axe I Rule. I have talked about this story in many other places and in other videos, so I'm not going to go on too much about it here, but this is super important to me. It's one of my all-time favorite comic books, period. Certainly one of my all-time favorite Robert E. Howard stories. So yeah, this would be my number one choice as an autographed target for Heroes Con this year. And that is all I got. That's enough, right? So yeah. So if Kristen and Mary M can get as many of these for me as I can, that'd be awesome. And we'll have a follow-up video, I'm quite sure, where we show how they made out, what they came through for with me. And I appreciate them trying. Even if they can only get half this, I'm going to be real happy. So, thanks for watching.